Moving abroad doesn't usually go wrong because of one big mistake. Instead, things tend to unravel slowly. Small assumptions add up. Expectations aren't checked, and pressure builds quietly. When something finally feels off, it's hard to find just one reason. You followed all the usual advice. You researched places, watched videos, joined forums, and read checklists. On paper, you were ready. But when you arrived, something just feels off. It's not unsafe or terrible, just heavier than you expected. Stick with me to the end and you'll not only learn what to avoid, but also why so many people struggle, even when they think they did everything right. The problem isn't usually a lack of effort. Most people moving for the first time work really hard to get ready. The real issue is where all that effort is focused. People get ready for the logistics, flights, housing, documents, and timelines. That's important, but it doesn't prepare you for the everyday challenges. These challenges show up in small ways. Tasks take longer, instructions aren't clear, processes feel roundabout, and social cues are unfamiliar. Nothing is broken, but nothing feels smooth yet. If you don't expect these bumps, it can feel personal. You might wonder why things seem harder for you than for others, and your confidence can drop quickly. A lot of people think arriving is the finish line. They expect things to fall into place once they land. The hard work seems over, so they focus on settling in. But that expectation is what causes stress. Arriving isn't the end, it's the start of daily problem solving. Suddenly, you're making choices in the systems you didn't know yet. Simple questions pop up all the time. Where do you buy what you need? Which payment methods work? What paperwork do you need for things that used to be automatic? Even asking for help can feel strange. If your plans depend on everything going exactly right, pressure builds fast. A delayed document, a housing problem, or a misunderstanding can quickly make you feel off balance. It's not the problem itself that's stressful, but not having a backup plan. It's easier to adjust when you expect plans to change. Timelines stretch and things move at their own speed. If you leave room for that, challenges feel manageable instead of overwhelming. Being flexible isn't bad planning. It's actually a way to prepare. Leaving space for change helps keep small problems from becoming big emotional setbacks. Most people get ready for the obvious differences when moving abroad, like language barriers, new customs, and different food. These changes feel manageable because you can see them coming. But it's the smaller changes in daily life that catch people off guard. Grocery stores work differently. Opening hours can change without notice, and procedures aren't always clear. There might be rules, but they're not always written down or followed the same way every time. When everyday tasks stop being automatic, your mental load goes up. You have to pause, watch, and make decisions all the time. Even simple errands take more focus. Over time, this constant awareness can be exhausting, especially if you don't realize it's happening. The mistake is thinking that feeling tired means something is wrong. It doesn't. Your brain just isn't running on its usual routines. The shortcuts you've used before are gone, and it takes time to build new ones. Once you realize this, it's easier to let go of frustration. You stop expecting things to feel easy right away and let familiarity grow over time. Culture shock doesn't always look the way people expect. It's not always about fear or anxiety. More often, it feels like a mental fog and low energy. You're still functioning, but everything takes more effort than usual. Some weeks go smoothly, while others feel uncertain for no clear reason. You might start doubting choices that once felt right. This shift can be confusing and discouraging especially if you thought progress would be steady. The mistake is taking these ups and downs as a personal failure. Many people think inconsistency means they're not adapting well or doing something wrong. In reality, your body and mind are learning how to work in a new place. They're processing new routines, cues, and social signals. This takes repetition, not just determination. Trying harder won't make it go faster. When you stop seeing every emotional dip as a setback, things get easier. Discomfort stops feeling like failure and starts feeling like part of the process. Once you understand what culture shock really is, it feels less heavy and more like a normal part of adjusting. A lot of people think they'll feel settled in just a few weeks. They expect comfort to come soon after handling the basics. When that doesn't happen, they start to doubt themselves. But adjustment takes much longer. It happens over months, not days. The gap between what you expect and what actually happens creates pressure that isn't necessary. People wonder why their confidence drops after the first excitement fades. Feeling unsure later doesn't mean things are going badly. Early confidence often comes from the excitement of something new. Over time, your mind shifts from seeing it as a short visit to treating it as everyday life. At that stage, you start looking for routines, predictability, and control. When those aren't in place yet, it's normal to feel uncertain. Understanding this shift helps you see the process differently. Instead of panicking, you notice what's happening. You stop expecting instant comfort and let familiarity grow at its own pace, which leads to a steadier sense of belonging. Enjoying the video? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And if you want to stay updated, turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Comparing yourself to others is a fast way to lose confidence abroad. You see locals handling daily tasks with ease. They know where to go, what to say, and what to expect. Everything seems smooth for them. You might also see other expats who seem settled. They have routines, friends, and a comfort you haven't reached yet. This can make you feel like you're falling behind or doing something wrong. But these comparisons miss important context. Locals have lived in these systems their whole lives, so what looks easy is really years of practice. Other expats might have been there much longer or have moved countries before, making it easier for them to adjust. You're not behind. You're just at the beginning of learning how things work. Expecting to feel as comfortable as others right away ignores how long it takes to get familiar. The real goal isn't to move perfectly or fit in right away. It's to handle daily life without constant stress. That comfort comes from repeated experience, not from putting pressure on yourself or comparing to others. Many people moving for the first time spend a lot of time looking for the perfect visa, one that lets them work, stay long term, move easily, and avoid future changes. But most systems aren't set up that way, and this expectation leads to frustration. Visas are designed for specific purposes and time frames. Some are for work, others for study, living, or family. Each has its own limits and conditions. No single visa can cover every possible future situation. The mistake is planning for what might happen years from now instead of focusing on your current situation. Trying to plan for every unknown can leave you stuck, delaying your move or picking options that don't fit your needs now. You'll get better results by being clear about your current situation, income, how long you want to stay, and your immediate goals. Most systems let you make changes later. Starting with what works now gives you a legal base and the flexibility to adjust as your plans change. Many people think that if they report their income and pay taxes, everything else will fall into place. This is especially common for first-time expats used to systems where work and tax rules are closely connected. But in reality, immigration and tax laws are separate. Owing taxes doesn't mean you're allowed to work, and having permission to stay doesn't always define how you should handle your income. One set of rules doesn't override the other. This confusion makes people follow what others do instead of what's actually allowed. Just because something isn't common doesn't mean it's permitted. Living in that gray area causes ongoing stress, even if nothing goes wrong. Uncertainty hangs in the background. People hesitate to make plans or fully commit because they're not sure about their situation. Getting clear on your legal status and income rules changes everything. Anxiety drops, and you can make decisions confidently instead of worrying. That peace of mind frees up energy so you can focus on building a stable, enjoyable life abroad. Many people think they need total certainty before moving abroad. They wait for every detail to be perfect and every question answered. Others move, expecting clarity to come right after they arrive. Both approaches lead to frustration. Living abroad isn't a checklist you can finish ahead of time. No amount of planning removes all the unknowns. Some things only make sense once if you're living them day to day. Trying to get rid of all the uncertainty before or right after moving keeps you stuck in your head instead of living your life. You adjust by experiencing things. You learn what works by trying it, and you figure out what feels right by living it. Over time, patterns form and decisions get easier because they're based on real experience, not guesses. Progress comes from staying involved even when things aren't clear. If you let yourself move forward without having all the answers, the pressure drops. Flexibility helps you build momentum. The unknown becomes something you handle, not something you get rid of. This shift makes decisions easier and helps your confidence grow. If you're ready to move abroad and want a plan you can really use, my book, How to Relocate Abroad, a Practical Guide for Expat, guides you through every step. It covers everything from picking a country to budgeting, visas, paperwork, and getting settled, all explained simply and clearly. You can only get this book on my website. It's not on Amazon or anywhere else. If you want to stop overthinking and start planning, use the link below and get your copy and begin your exit strategy today. Moving abroad takes more energy than most people expect, even if it's something you really want. Your attention is always on, observing, adjusting, and processing new things all day. That effort adds up fast. Many people react by packing their schedule. They feel pressure to explore, meet people, and show progress right away. It can seem like slowing down means missing out, but doing too much also backfires. If you don't make time to rest, overwhelm builds up in the background. You might not notice it right away, but it can show up as irritability, exhaustion, or losing momentum. These feelings are often mistaken for being unhappy with the move itself. Emotional margin is the space you need to reset. Slow days give your mind a break from constant change. They help your body relax and your thoughts settle. Rest isn't avoiding things, it's maintenance. Giving yourself unstructured time helps prevent burnout and keeps your energy steady. That balance makes it easier to enjoy your experience and handle challenges without feeling worn out. Thinking that struggle means you made the wrong choice can quietly ruin your experience abroad. This mindset turns normal challenges into proof against yourself. Every tough moment feels like evidence you made a mistake or missed a warning sign. Difficulty doesn't always mean something's wrong. Often, it just means you're in transition. You're moving between systems, routines, and expectations, which naturally cause friction. Friction is uncomfortable, but it's not failure. Sometimes leaving is the right choice. Ignoring real safety issues or long-term harm isn't helpful. But most early struggles are just part of adjusting, not signs you should quit. The real challenge is learning to tell the difference. When you realize discomfort is usually temporary, your reactions change. You stop acting out of fear or urgency and give yourself time to gather information. Watching and waiting replaces panic. That pause helps clarity come naturally, making future decisions calmer and more grounded. None of these mistakes means you failed. They just mean your expectations were off. Moving abroad takes patience with systems, with people, and with yourself. When you adjust your expectations, the whole experience changes. If you're planning your first move or already living abroad, take a moment to pause. You don't have to do this perfectly. You just need to do it with awareness. Every mistake you avoid saves you energy. Every insight you gain builds your confidence. Success abroad isn't about avoiding discomfort. It's about understanding what discomfort is telling you. When you stop seeing adjustment as failure, things settle down. That shift changes everything. If you're still figuring out where you should actually move, don't guess. Watch this video on 5 countries Black Americans can move to easily in 2026. If you want clarity instead of confusion, this video will help you narrow your list fast. Click on it now and start planning with direction. I'll see you there.